Hey, I'm Lynx and I'm an Immortal 3 Initiator main, and today I'm going to show you some of the Fade lineups I have on Haven. First of all, I'm going to start off by saying I think Fade has pros and cons on Haven. I think a lot of the lineups are very simple, so this video might be it might not be as long as my other videos. I think Fade has a lot of pros and cons compared to Sova. Like, she has a double Prowler, which is really good for reclearing and taking space, but also her eye is a lot shorter than Sova's darts, so some of these lineups you're going to see, like, you'd see like really good god darts or really good ways to clear like A long or like take A long on attack, or like just long spaces like here to here or like C long to C is like, it's hard to get an eye there because the eye is like, it's not as long as a Sova dart. I could put a Sova dart all the way down here. If I run through with Fade, it's like max gonna go there. So you just have to keep in mind that Fade eye is shorter. You're mainly going to be wanting to use Prowlers to reclear, but I'll walk through all of that and I'll tell you like how you'd want a Prowler, when, and like how you would use your eyes to get good info for your team. And even talk about like when to use your ult, because a lot of Fade players don't know when to use their ults, and I think it's really important to make sure you use your ults a lot, like no matter what agent you're playing, because you could get easily 2 to 3 ults off in a half. So you want to make sure you're not always holding on to your ults as well. But I'll go through that later in the video. So I'm going to start off an attack, then I'm going to go to defense, and I'm going to go from A to B to C. And for the first lineup, it's going to be for A long. You're going to see this plank here. You're going to just hug up to like the flower bed and line yourself up with the plank. Then you're going to see like this bottom left corner of this like little, I don't even know what you call it, this just wood bit. The bottom left corner of it, you're going to aim, and you're going to chuck it when it's down here. So we're going to do a run jump through, like so. And this eye lands up here, and it's going to ping for like all of this in long. Keep in mind, it won't clear like on the right side, and it won't clear anything hugging the left wall here. So if enemies do catch onto your eye, they can hide from it here, or they can early cross here. Like, they can cross here before the eye lands, so do keep that in mind. But you don't always have to do that as Fade, and the reason being is that eyes on A when executing just really make up for the fact of it anyway. So after you do that, well, if you choose to do it or not, what you're gonna definitely want to do is Prowler for short. And when I Prowler, I like to look at my map. I don't like look where I'm Prowlering here, because if I do that, then I'm gonna miss the corners. So always look at your map. You'll see my mini map, top left, and just look how I Prowler with it. I make sure I'm looking where I'm Prowlering, and I clear left and right, like so. And it's a really good Prowler, really deep Prowler. I get all the info off it I need. So I make sure to turn right and left, around corners, and make sure I'm clearing everything. My map is pretty big, as you can see. A lot of you are going to have the default map, and I think my map settings are, if I find them real quick. So here's my map settings. I have it on rotated. I have keep player centralized off, minimap size 1.1, minimap zoom 0.9, minimap vision cones on, and then show region names on always, which is basically this. But you'll see top left, if you don't want the map to rotate when your character moves around, then you can just turn rotate off. I have it on because I just prefer it. But anyway, after you do the Prowler in short, what I like to do is I come here and I chuck my eye like so and just drop it up here. And this eye is going to clear like close right, hell, graffiti, a bit of short, like close right on it, but not completely under, so keep that in mind, and CT. It won't clear the whole of back if they're hugging here. And I'm just going to quickly show you something with Fade again, just in case you didn't know. So this is me chucking the eye without clicking E. Now this is me chucking the eye, then clicking E. I can cut the eye short. So you can see like this green little arrow on the floor when I'm chucking it, if you see that. And this arrow just shows where it's going to land if I do click E. So if I want to shorten it and I want it to land up on the roof, I click E, it lands short. So not all Fade players know that. It is quite known, but if you didn't know that, then you know that now. So a lot of these lineups are going to include that. So make sure, like, if you're not very good at the timing of it, maybe go into custom and just chuck a few around, get used to the timing on it. Like, see, I missed then. Like, if you're not used to the time of it, then just like practicing custom, chucking it like so, just landing it up top. But if you don't want to go short after you Prowler for it, like you can just Prowler back here like so. You can clear left and right here, because these are very common angles where people will play shorties and stuff. Then you can come long, and this is what I like to do for a god dart. So we're going to come up and hug the sandbags here, and we're going to count the light bulbs, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the 4th light bulb. Then you're going to see between the light bulb and the grass, we're going to put our crosshair like in the middle, like here. Then we're just going to do a run jump through like so. And this eye lands for the god dart. And it will ping literally everything. It will ping close right, short, it will ping graffiti, backside, here. But keep in mind, when you do this dart, you're probably not going to be able to execute with your team, but it is a god dart and it will scan for everything, so super good eye. Then after you can just come Prowler, like if you get a ping, you can just chuck your Prowler, and obviously, I don't have anyone in the custom to do this with, but if you do get a ping with your eye, there's going to be little trails on the floor that follow them, and you just look at the trail and then you ping your Prowler on it, and it will lock onto them, so that's also really good. If you don't do the god dart, maybe they keep breaking it or something, and you want to walk long, you can chuck the eye like this at the back, and just click A, like a really simple dart once again, but it's a good dart, you know? It's like a good eye, clears back, clears graffiti, clears close left, so super good like eye. Then with that you could, once again, Prowler, you could Prowler all the way to short and clear short for your team from all the way long. Just keep in mind, like, you're going to have to still Prowler this early if you do that, because that's not going to be clear for them. And you also have your tether. So with tether, what you can do, you can use it to on backside to keep them stuck there maybe. I missed, but yeah, if you chuck it backside like so, this is like a good tether. It's going to keep them there, going to keep them deafened. You can chuck it short. Maybe you have a breach on your team and he wants to aftershock here, so you could just do a simple like seize like this. You can kind of ping it. I don't have like a direct line up for this because I'm going to click shift. Then it's going to go down, because once again with your tether you can cut it short as well, which is a good thing to know. So you can do like, just make lineups up and do simple ones, like just chuck it over, grab it down. I missed that one because I didn't ping, but make sure you ping where you are chucking it, just so you know, like I can line it up now, I can do a little jump throw, then I can click shift, and that lands down there. And it, like, even if we don't combo anything with it, if we don't combo like a breach aftershock with it, which would kill them, so keep in mind there are combos like that, even if like someone in your team is playing Rays, which isn't so common now, but it used to be. Even if like you're not chucking anything to combo with this seize, like there's lines you can see. If I'm coming up short, I'm gonna see like a route, like a little line off this, and I don't actually have an example once again because I've got no one in my custom, but you can see people when they're tethered, you can see like the little tethered line and you know they're there. So just another thing to keep in mind is that. Moving on to mid/B, for the first one I'm going to show you is just an early eye, like maybe we know the enemies on the eco, we're worried that they might push up. If you come into the corner here, and we see like the top corner here, and we just aim slightly above it like so, and we do a jump throw. This eye's just going to land directly here, and it's going to ping for anything pushed up. So it's easy to break obviously, but it's also a good eye just in case we're worried about them pushing on eco. Same again from grass, we can just Prowler here if we're worried. Like this Prowler goes so far, like if you get all the way up here, it's really good to re-clear with this Prowler. You can clear all of under like so. So Fade's Prowler is so good to re-clear with on attack and defense and take space with. Like with Garage, we're not going to eye Garage. We're just going to Prowler it like so, clear left, clear right, clear left again. Then we have the whole of Garage, your team just going quick with that. With B, the eye's going to be simple. You're just going to kind of want it to land like kind of further back here at the top like so. I'm just going to cut it short like so. And these eyes just kind of, it just kind of pings for anything. And what doesn't get pinged, you can Prowler or just like clear off contact. So I can clear these angles like really early, so I don't need a Prowler to like clear it for me. But these Prowlers will clear like close left, close right, a bit back. And you just have to kind of worry about a link a bit, but obviously you'll be smoked when executing. Or you can just do a simple Prowler with it, like clear left, clear right. But I do think the eye is a lot better to do, so keep that in mind. Moving on to C, once again, a long way to just chuck your eye, which is when like Sova does come in a bit better. But what I like to do for like a god dart per se on C is if we're walking up long, I see this gap and like you can see the roof already through this gap. And you're just gonna like chuck your eye through this gap and it's gonna land on top like so. And this eye is just gonna land for like backside, it's gonna land for stage, even a bit of close, but not like super close, so keep that in mind. It's not gonna land for logs either, but it does clear a lot of backside and stage and like kind of the rat angles really. It clears like close left as well, which is really nice. But if you don't want to do that eye, maybe they're breaking it, maybe you're just like not clearing the places you want to clear, you can do simple like eyes, like back here against this roof, you can click E to like put it back down. You can do it against this side roof, and this side roof is just going to clear kind of like front side, a bit of back and logs. This like back eye here is going to clear stage, back side, logs, a bit of front side as well. nothing close to default. But what I can do, if I chuck this back one here, what I can just do is like just Prowler with it like so anyway at front sight. Or I can just wait for a ping. But if I know certain angles like close right here or logs isn't going to be cleared when I do this god dart, so like I chuck it like so. What I can do with when that eye goes off, I can just Prowler right side anyway just to clear it and over towards logs. So now literally everything is clear. I can also seize back sight here. I can do it back here if we know someone's here and someone gets pinged. That means they're stuck. We can combo it with U-Tool once again. So really good seize opportunities. Also, like if we're post plant and they're flooding on the retake, like we can just seize back here and we can stall them for a bit. Like seize can also be used to stall enemies, take time off the clock, and play more for the post plant, which is really nice. And a nice way to use your U-Tool too. But like I said, like most of these eyes, you're just gonna make up on the spot. Like it's kind of like what you need in the situation. Same with Prowlers. Like, if I'm playing defense and we lose short control mid-round, I'm gonna wanna like Prowler and re-clear it. Tell one of my teammates, come on, let's go with a Prowler, let's re-clear short or something like that. Or like Fade is also really good at retaking as well. So re-clearing, retaking is really good for Fade on defense, I'm gonna say. Anyways, moving on to defense. The barrier is going to be around here. What you're going to do, you're just going to kind of run up and you're going to see like this like a tree here, like the very top of it. Just aim above it and just do a run through like so. And that's just going to land up here and that's going to scan for A lobby. Keep in mind off this eye, like they can run in here super early and hide from your eye. They can hide back here. But this will do a super simple scan for A lobby and get you early info, which is really nice. And then off that you can rotate, you can get someone set up on the line maybe. Like if I set my jet up on an operator on this line, like that is super OP because now you have to think we don't have to worry about this lane anymore because we have like here, we have this line, they can't cross over here. My jet's opping, maybe he's even playing like Vandal but he's just jiggling, you know? Or like even over here, you can jiggle this here and make sure no one crosses. And what that means is you can play an extra player towards B or C if you have this line, and it's just super good to make sure you have like lines like this on Haven, especially when there's so many lanes to go through sites. Like we can just play one more to B or C and we can get like a prediction on where they're gonna play basically. Moving on to like B and Garage, I wouldn't say there's like really a dart you want to do or a specific eye. I guess you could eye like A lobby from here, but once again I don't think it's very effective and you'd probably want to do the A one because like the farthest I can chuck it doesn't even clear that much. But you could do like small eco plays, like you could walk down mid, you could chuck your Prowler there while you hold window, you could walk down with your team, Prowler for grass, you could seize window early maybe, like while doing eco pushes or something. But I think generally you'd want to play more towards Garage for these players, like the Prowler looks better here. And also I've got a little eye line up here, you're going to see like this yellow paper here. If you go to the very edge of it like so, if I quickly get to the edge of it, and I'm going to see like this gap here, but most importantly you're going to see like this corner here and this one here. So you're going to bring this all the way down underneath this line, underneath, has to be underneath, like so. So we go from here to here, we just do a left click and this eye lands for grass and it's going to ping for stuff, and you can do that straight off the barrier, this eye. Maybe you get a ping, maybe you're playing Odin like a complete rat and you just do that eye, then you spam completely here or something like that. Or off this info, if no one gets pinged, we can try walk out or get one of our duelists to peek off it, you know, and try take the space early, or just get general information, which is really good as well. And for C, I've got a nice lineup for early C long info. So if you come into default here and you hug against the box, you're going to see like this black line here, like just faintly, but it's a lot darker shade than this side here. But this line here, gonna put your crosshair against it. We're gonna do a run jump through and we're gonna chuck it when our crosshair gets down to here, so like this.
I'll find you.
And this is a deep eye and it just scans for anything C lobby early and a bit of left side as well, which is really nice. And that's a nice early C lineup. Once again, you can get your team to push off that. Then after you do that eye, maybe you want to come Prowler out on grass and just get the early info. Maybe you just want to, I don't know, maybe you just want to get the early info and play C or something, then play for the execute. Fade really comes into play on the retakes, I'd say, and you're just going to see why. The eyes are really good, the C's is really good for like just grabbing the planter, maybe comboing in it, and the Prowlers are just super good for retake anyway, and so is your ult. And I'm going to say this now about your ult. If you want to use your ult, use it. Even if it's third round, maybe you're playing against an eco, use your ult if you have to, bro. If you're down numbers, use your ult. Like, don't be saving fade ult. And I've got this question before on my TikTok or on my YouTube, and like what I always say to people who are worried about like always saving their ult, like even on fade and stuff, is like there's a lot of ways you can use your ults even if you don't get a kill off it. You don't always have to get the most impactful ult or the most kills. Like you could ult one person, and that one person who dies or that one person who gets ulted and you get the assist because of that ult can massively impact the round, bro. Like they're a man down. Like we have to think about what fade ult does. What does fade ult do? One, it deafens them. Two, it decays them as well. So we have to think, what can we do with these? We can flood with it, we can execute with it. Like they're not going to hear our util, they're not going to hear our footsteps when we're running. They're also going to be decayed, so a portion of their health is just going to be chopped off their health, and they're going to be a lot lower and easier to kill. So maybe you're in a 1v1, you want to use your fade ult and swing off it after they get decayed. Like that would be a really good idea. Your prowlers also lock on when they're fade ulted as well. Just like when you eye, like you're going to see tethers on the floor. You can just chuck your prowlers at the little lines and tethers, and it's going to like directly follow them, so you're going to have easy info on them. It also, when you fade ult someone, fade calls out a number of how many there are. Maybe we're doing it to see how many people are there, or like maybe like off that ult we only know there's one there. Maybe we know it's a fake now. Maybe we know there's all 5 and our team need to rotate. Like there's so many ways you can use fade ult, and I'd say don't be afraid to use your fade ult on a bonus round. Like, well, definitely on a bonus round. You're going to want to try convert that round. Bonus rounds are really important. Don't be afraid to use it against an eco, even if like maybe you're down numbers. Like just use it on that eco, secure the round. Every round matters in this game. Don't let anyone tell you that like your fade ult was a bad ult just because you used it against an eco. Like sometimes you just have to use ults, okay? And like people are going to criticize it in game sometimes, but like I think that's more of their problem, because they don't have the understanding on why you use the ult. At least you know why you use your ult, and at least at least at the end of the day you secured the round, you know. So moving on to the retake, I'm going to show you a god retake I, just like the one we had on attack. We're going to come to A link, we're going to go in this corner here, and for this lineup we're going to want to do a shift walk. So not a run like this, we're going to do a shift walk, hold control, hold shift, whatever you use your walk button bind as. And we're going to look at this peg here, we're going to do the tiniest little step and a jump throw like so, like this. And this is going to land for the god dart like this. Perfect god dart, it lands for everything, graffiti, default, lands for a bit of short, right, and a bit of hell as well. And off this dart your team can flood, you can get a nice tether, maybe, you can get, well, you can just lock your prowlers onto people and make it easier for your team to flood. Also, maybe they haven't planted yet. If they haven't planted, we can ping default, we can just chuck our tether over, and we can, well, that was a bad tether, but we can ping default and chuck our tether over the roof like so, and then bring it down to default, and we can chuck combos with that. Maybe we have another Sova on our team who can shock dart with it. Like when they get seized, you have to keep in mind, just like your fade ult, they're going to be deafened and they're going to be decayed for a bit. So perfect for comboing stuff. A molly, an aftershock, a shock dart, literally anything, bro. Any bit of util you think, you can combo with it. So it's just a really good way to delay the plant and possibly get a kill. For the next eye, for the retake I'm going to show you is from A heaven, and this one's a super good dart as well. You're going to come up to heaven and you're going to see this little brick here, not closest to here, but like the one under, and you're going to go to the right side of it, so here, and we're going to just line up with it like so. Then we're going to see this little like splinter bit in this plank here, like the longest splinter. I'm going to aim at the edge of it and just do a normal throw. And this eye lands all the way up in the roof here and comes down to here. And this eye scans for like graffiti, it scans for under us, default, it scans for here, and a bit of short as well. So also another good dart which you can do from heaven if you're playing heaven now. And you also have a seize potential for default from here as well. And you can just easily prowler from here as well. Like even if you get lock-ons, like you can lock it on from here as well. And also fade ult from here is really good. Like look at that coverage of the site, bro. Like A site is fully covered from this fade ult on heaven, bro. So really good ult from heaven as well, so keep that in mind. Moving on to the B retake, it will just be more simple eyes and stuff. Once again, like all prowlers to help your team entry, so nothing too much. So nothing specific for B again, but for C we have another god dart. So if you come into this corner in C link, you're gonna see like this little bit here, so this line here, but like lined up the top of this archery like little circle thing, and we're gonna aim the arrow on my fade eye, like look where my bullet is and look where what I'm lining it up with. Like the little triangle, the very tip of it up with a fade eye, I'm going to do a jump throw. And that's going to land for super god dart, and this is going to scan literally everything, guys. It's going to scan for a bit of logs, backside, default, left and right. It's going to scan for literally everything. Then off this, after you chuck this eye, you just run straight to CT and you can Prowler. And that's really nice. You can seize back here if anyone's caught back here. You can seize default if anyone's caught default as well. Like also, if you really need to clear garage when retaking C, like you just take this bit, then you kind of do a jump with your Prowler and you can get it over and you can clear the whole of garage. Maybe you want to get it a bit deeper as well, like you clear left, right, and you get it maybe a bit outside of garage in case anyone's lurking too, which is also really good. So these eyes on the retake are really, really good. Like I said, re-clearing mid-round. And what I mean by re-clearing is, let's say the enemy take a certain portion of the map, maybe they take garage mid-round, and we're going to want to clear it. Like we're always going to want to re-clear space if they cut noise. It's just like, so we have the info and so we have the space back, so they can't do stuff with that space, you know? And like we're going to come to our teammates, hey, can we push this? Hey, can we re-clear this? Maybe off the rip you want to go, guys, I'm going to eye for long, maybe you can just walk up long together, you know? Maybe we're on an eco or something. Maybe we can re-clear short, maybe we can walk down mid together, guys. Like, make sure we're comming our util and what we want to do with our util when we're playing Fade as well, because it's very important that we not only we have a plan, but our team are on the same page as us when we're doing that said plan, or like that eye or that Prowler. Make sure when we're going into garage or like when we're executing, we're calling our eyes. My eye's landing in 3, 2, 1. Maybe someone's able to spam off that eye. Like if we do the good dart on A and it lands up here, maybe someone on A can spam like anyone from heaven. Or from in the smoke here. Maybe I'm prowling for garage and I want to tell my teammate, hey, I'm going to Prowler now, let's go with it. So make sure we're comming our util, make sure we're like telling our teammates when we're using util or when to spam off our util, or even when to combo. Like, hey, do you have aftershock? Hey, do you have default? Hey, do you have molly so we can combo on default maybe? So comms like that are really going to save you like rounds, and it's really going to be good to just make sure you're all on the same page. Anyway, that's it for this video. Like I said, fade lineups are just really, really simple. A lot of them are going to be really basic and simple. There's not too many lineups. And once again, you've got double Prowler. You're just going to want to be mainly using your Prowler. But Fade has a lot of util to re-clear and retake with. And like I said, there's a bunch of pros and cons between Fade and Sova. I'd say Sova is mainly the meta pick, but if you do feel more comfortable on Fade, if you want to incorporate Fade in your comps, then you definitely can. Like, no one's saying Fade is bad on the Haven. It's just sometimes like eyes won't always be so good. But like even some teams have run Fade in recent VCT stages in Split 2, and like NRG for example. Like, so it is viable, it is playable. So if you do want to test Fade out, then now you know how to. Now you know some lineups. Now you know some basic tips, and I hope I can help you out in your ranked games. Also, I do have a Discord server, and I'm trying to build a community on there to grow it out. So make sure if you are interested in these videos, maybe you want to get more involved in my community. I'm hoping to grow it out. Maybe I can do more events with people. Maybe I can play customs or something, like literally anything. I just want to build a community, you know, have a good like community to talk about lineups with, talk about Valorant with, talk about any game in general with. Like, literally, I'd love to have more of you in my community. So if you're watching this, you want to join a community, meet some chill people to play ranked with or something like that, then definitely check it out. I also do have a Twitch. I have like a Twitter, I have TikTok, I have YouTube. I don't know if you're watching on TikTok or YouTube, but I have so many socials. If you check my link tree on TikTok, or if you go onto my YouTube channel, and then you'll be able to see all the link stuff. Make sure you check out all of my other socials so you can stay connected with me, and it also really helps me out as well. So make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and thanks for watching.